Welcome and thanks for joining me today. I'm Sunil Sharma, and in this video, I will be walking through the new features introduced in Power PDF 2025.3 FixPack 4, which was released in early May 2026. By now, most of you will already be familiar with Tungsten Copilot inside Power PDF, providing secure, private, and compliant generative AI functionality directly within your PDF workflows and tasks. Copilot supports both OpenAI and Microsoft Azure OpenAI environments and can be centrally configured and deployed at scale using Power PDF Customization Kit. Some of the existing capabilities you might already be using include summarization of PDF documents, translating selected text or entire documents, and probably the most popular feature, conversational question and answer with PDF files. We already have separate videos covering these features on the Tungsten Demo Center. So today I want to focus specifically on the two new major capabilities introduced in this fix pack: AI-powered redaction and conversational Q&A across multiple PDF files. So let's jump into the demonstrations. Redaction has always been one of the most widely used features in Power PDF, especially across government and legal environments. Although realistically it is valuable for almost any organization handling sensitive information. Many of you may have seen me use this sample document before, where we traditionally perform redaction using search and redact. That functionality is already extremely powerful and can save users a significant amount of manual effort. But now, with AI-powered redaction available through Copilot, the process becomes even smarter and more flexible. Once the document has been analyzed, I can enable AI-based redaction. And for example, in this document, I want to redact all dates in this document, even though the date appears in multiple formats throughout the file. Traditionally, that would have required a lot of careful searching and pattern matching. But with AI search, it becomes much faster and far more intuitive. Here, I simply ask Copilot to find all dates in the document. The AI analyzes the content, identifies the result, and then allows me to review and confirm them before they are marked for redaction. You will notice that some standalone years were also selected. I can easily deselect them manually or simply refine my prompt to exclude standalone year and only return full dates. And that's it. AI will now filter out just the centuries or the years and will only show me the full dates which I can go ahead and mark for redaction. Another neat little use case could be to redact any addresses. It could be street addresses, email address, phone numbers, national ID numbers, any patient ID, or any kind of sensitive information which is not fully known in the document. So in this example, I'm searching for street address and AI is able to find all types of street address. And like I showed before, when I click on any address, it shows me exactly where in this document it has been picked up from, and I can go ahead and mark them for redaction. The next example shows the real power of AI-based redaction. In this case, I'm asking the AI to mark the name of the child. I'm not even given the name of the person here, but AI is able to understand from the document who is the child, and then it is able to show me the occurrences of that name across the document. So the first occurrence is where it was mentioned that this was the child born, and it could understand that this is the reference being made, and it is able to then select all of those for redaction. And another last use case here is when I want to search across the document, but I know that the name has been misspelled. As in this example, Kerry is spelled with Kerri or Kerry in some cases, but I'm just asking the AI to find all occurrences with any spelling mistake. And again, AI is successfully able to identify any spelling mistakes which could have been in the document. So with these kinds of features and functionality, it can greatly improve your redaction workflow. It will save you a lot of time and effort. You might still have to do some manual validation, but at least you would have a very strong tool available for you to start your redaction workflow. And finally, we can always go and apply the redaction, which then brings us to a tool to remove any metadata from the document as well. And we can finish the redaction workflow by saving a copy of the newly redacted document. Now, let us move to the second major enhancement in this release, document repositories, which support conversational question and answer, but across multiple PDF files. To demonstrate this, I'm using a real-world example from my recent experiences. I'm currently planning to buy a new MacBook, and I have collected specification sheets for several models from their website. Normally, I would have to open each document individually and compare them manually. Up until now, Copilot conversations were limited to a single PDF at a time, which is still a very useful functionality in most situations, as when we have a lengthy document, I can use Copilot to ask questions about the document across the PDF file, as demonstrated here for a single PDF file. But with the new document repository feature, I can now add multiple PDF files into a single repository and have conversations across all of those PDF in the repository. A repository can easily be created from the home menu of Power PDF. In this case, as I have multiple files open, I can just choose to add all open files into a new repository, give it a name, and similarly, I can add files by browsing to them across my PC. When a new repository is created, Copilot analyzes each document and creates a knowledge base which can then be used to have conversation or question and answer that span the entire collection. In this example, I asked Copilot to look across all the specification sheets and tell me which MacBook has the biggest battery. Instead of manually checking each document one by one, Copilot does the work for me and provides the answer. And importantly, it doesn't just provide the answer, it also includes citations, showing me exactly where the information came from within the source documents. I can save my conversations at any time, close my repository, return to it later, add new documents into them, or remove documents at any time. I can have multiple repositories at the same time because I might be working on different projects. When I get back into the repository, the conversation history is still available. Next, in this example, I will ask it to compare multiple models side by side, and Copilot does a detailed job and generates a detailed comparison along with a concise summary. Again, fully backed by references from original PDF, so I can just click through and read the original PDF. I ran a couple of more questions here, asking Copilot to list the MacBook which is available in my favorite color. And again, it helps me narrow down my selection and highlights the only Mac which is available for a specific color. At any point, I can also clear the chat history, continue the conversation later, or expand the repository by adding additional document or removing any document which might have old or stale information. The new document repository functionality really turns Copilot into much more powerful day-to-day productivity tool. So in summary, Tungsten Power PDF Copilot, which is designed with security, privacy, and compliance in mind, especially through support for in-house Azure OpenAI environment, has now become even more capable and practical for real-world document workflows. And this is only the beginning. Tungsten continues to invest heavily in Copilot functionality, and we can expect even more AI-driven capabilities in the near future. Thanks again for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the demonstration.